Hey everyone, today we're going to be going vintage, back in time to 50s and 60s tracks on Assetto Corsa. These are brilliant for doing that historic racing that you've always wanted to do, and I'm going to be showing you a really cool car to do it with too. The car that we've got here at the moment is the ACL GTR Porsche 906. Now this is a brilliant car and I've showed it on the channel before. It's part of a pack. We're not going to be looking at this car though, I'm going to be introducing a new Ferrari. As ever, do remember to check out the rest of the channel, and if you like the video, giving it a thumbs up really helps me out with YouTube. The car today then is this Ferrari 335S from 1957. This is of course by Velo and Tim Layton. 390 brake horsepower, 880 kilograms, weighs hardly anything this car. Top speed nearly 190 miles an hour and 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. This is a very fast car and it also sounds absolutely gorgeous. This Ferrari 335S actually debuted in the 1957 Mille Miglia, which was pretty infamous because a lot of people got killed in that, spectators and drivers. I think it was one of the watershed moments where road racing cars actually changed in their format and the way the race was actually conducted. Now this did take the fastest lap time at Le Mans 24-hour in this year too, so a very rapid car, and you can drive it in Assetto Corsa, so thanks to Velo and Tim Layton. Now we're going to be looking at tracks today, and as I said, I've focused on 1950s and 60s tracks. This one you may or may not recognize, but this is the Nürburgring from 1965 by F Design and Rainmaker. So this was the German GP in 1965, 14.2 miles and 30 pits. Now you're going to recognize some parts of it because of course this is now the Neuschleifer, but it's brilliant to race it in this 1965 format, and it just shows you how dangerous some of these tracks were too, because even though there were a lot of runoffs onto grass, when you're on grass you're going to carry on moving very fast and you're going to be hitting those trees. Hardly any barriers on this track. So a big shout out to all the modders in today's video. All the mods today are completely free and the links are down below in the description, so they're all drag and drop into Content Manager. The next track we're looking at today is from 1954 and this is Brem Garten. This is by Neil J originally, and it's been converted into Assetto Corsa by Rainmaker and Jim Lloyd. This is 4.5 miles long and 30 pits, a really challenging track with some great scenery. This is looking really nice, especially with the latest versions of CSP and Pure, and I'm also running its C13 PP filter on here. So again, check all my other videos in the channel if you're wanting to understand how to improve your graphics on Assetto Corsa. Lots of guides and tutorials on there. Now the next track is Clermont-Ferrand from 1965. This was actually the 1965 French GP. It's 5 miles long and 30 pits. This is by Neil J also, Chris T 86 and Rainmaker. One thing in common with all of these older tracks is just how technical they are and how dangerous they are, and that means that it's more difficult to get a good lap time, and the next track is no different to that. This is the Sachsenring from 1967. 5.4 miles long and 30 pits, obviously a very famous track, originally by Andre Strew, and this has been converted by Rainmaker. So we've been a little bit around the world there, but I'd like to jump back into the UK, and the next track is Snetterton, obviously a very famous track in the UK. This is the 1964 version from the 1964 BSCC Championship. This is by F Design and Rainmaker, 2.7 miles long and 25 pits, and this track really strikes you because it is a beautiful open track even in modern day, but it looks really bare in this conversion, and that's because that's exactly as it was. And that means that if you did come off the circuit, you're going to see a lot of grass and a lot of hay bales. Not necessarily the best thing that you want to do, but Snetterton is a fantastic circuit, so if you've never driven it before, do try out this mod. Again, all these mods are free and the links are in the description below. And the next track we've got is on everybody's favourite list, I'm sure. This is Zolder, but from 1967. This is definitely minus all of those windmills. This is 2.6 miles long and 25 pits. Originally by Giles 75 and Janetto and converted by Rainmaker. It looks really nice with the external rain, and do remember to check out the rest of my videos if you do want to know how to get external rain, you're new to Assetto Corsa and you want to understand CSP or Sol or Pure. There's some really useful guides and tutorials on there. So that's the last track today, a really cool selection of 50s and 60s tracks for Assetto Corsa. I'm going to be doing more vintage and more rally tracks and cars in the next couple of weeks, so do keep an eye out for those. Thank you so much for watching and for all your continued support, and I'll see you guys in the next video.